MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell's election fraud case has gotten so desperate that he's begging churches to direct their followers to his dysfunctional internet dumpster fire for the real truth.
We did get it fixed where you should have perfect streaming now.
That's about as perfect as Marjorie Taylor Greene's feet. If you're after people in pursuit of the truth, a Sky Wizard's house isn't the best place to look. But Mike doesn't want people to find the truth. He wants people to find his truth. Although everything he does is pro-Trump, Tom Selleck's slow cousin feels the Johnson Amendment doesn't pertain to his church recruitment. But this is the same guy that thinks Australians are chased by government drones and C is a number.
They will be made unconstitutional. That was A. B, declare the November 2020 election results unreliable and therefore void. Number C, require a new election across the board.
I check out some fun Lindell footage, have a laugh with Marjorie Taylor Greene's stock con, plus the latest and stupid from Donald Trump, Don Jr., Lauren Boebert, Q, and more. This week on Twitter, Don Jr. tweeted, "Do you miss the Trump family yet? Sign the Christmas card and wish President Trump and Melania a very Merry Christmas." As always, I replied to Don Jr., although the Trumps will stream Christmas music, Don Jr. will fake playing albums so he can lick CD cases between the bumps he needs to survive the fact he's a dumpster fire ankle biter still eating at the kids' table with Eric and unsatisfying Newsom sloppy seconds in bed. Also, I did click the link to sign the card. Diaper Dawn, dumps in my pants at yahoo.com, phone number for Mar-a-Lago.
Look at the box stores. They're cancel culture. How to H-E-B and Costco and Bed Bath & Beyond and Costco and Bed Bath & Beyond and Bed Bath & Beyond and
Bed Bath & Beyond.
We have a huge mess of other stuff that's shown itself now. So everyone says, "Oh, I'm so overwhelmed." It's just so much.
Donald Trump and Bill O'Reilly have started their history tour, and attendance is so low that MAGA has been unintentionally social distancing. Management opted to close the upper sections, and those ticket holders were moved down so they could beef up the crowd for Diaper Dawn and Bill. And even with that, people were still further apart than Trump and Melania in bed. The small crowd really didn't like it when they said that they were vaccinated and boosted. In fact, they booed them, as you can see here.
Both the president and I are vaxxed, and did you get the booster?
Yes.
I got it too. Okay, so...
Don't. No. That's all right. There's a very tiny group over there.
I like that he acknowledges that it was just a tiny group because the entire crowd is just a tiny group. I gotta say, it makes a lot of sense that the guy behind the $32 million harassment payout and the I should be dating my daughter, grab him by the kitty fella named their tour history, since the last person to name their tour history was Michael Jackson.
Brandon, are you there?
Mentally, neither Brandon or Mike are there. Lindell has spent over $25 million on this.
I've got to get on the right channel.
Okay.
And frozen.
Hello? Okay,
Hey.
I'm just wondering if I'm framed up okay here.
Yes.
I'm in a new location.
You look great. I'm getting to the news desk late.
News desk. Yeah, I bet it's a long walk from the futon to the biggest broadcast place ever.
It was, we were hoping it would be ready by this morning. It wasn't. We actually had one of the lawyers was sick, and yes, it was COVID, and so that set back a couple of days. But
MAGA tears. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who boasts about being unvaccinated, owns stock in AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, each worth up to $15,000 according to financial disclosure filings. Marjorie recently said, "I'm not vaccinated, and they're going to have a hell of a time if they want to hold me down and give me a vaccine." And QAnon Karen had previously tweeted the Tide Pod challenge of exercise videos. Spoiler alert, she's vaccinated and boosted, and she's just doing this for show. Just like how she makes a stink when she has to wear a mask on the house floor, but doesn't say a word when she has to wear one anywhere else. Picking the slowest folks for your team isn't a great long-term plan. It's like Marjorie Toe Jam Gross built a rope bridge to Crazy Town and she's handing out matches for MAGA to play with on their journey across. Now dollar store Burt Reynolds talks using the church to use his recovery network as a recruiting tool for his political mission.
There's, I know I have access on our recovery network. I think there's like 50,000, but there's all of the mega churches right down to the little churches. You know what? Instead of, you guys are out there praying, here's something you can do. Put the voice out there and start telling each other when you get there. Tell each other. Maybe you're a pastor and you should actually report. Maybe you're a pastor and you should actually report.
Yeah, he just said pasture.
The news. Has nothing to do with the Johnson bill, which is you can't talk about anything in politics or talk about a candidate. This has nothing to do with the candidate.
This has everything to do with a candidate. He still thinks the election is going, and he's trying to get Trump back in office.
And you need to put the word out. Tell him to go, hey, everybody go to frankspeech.com and learn about what's going on in our country and the real news. That's just the facts. I mean, these are just the facts, everybody.
Oh, yeah, here's the real news and the facts on his site today. Look at all this stuff. It's just nonsense. And like a genuine news site doesn't have hashtag China virus that you can click on. Free will and the fork in the road.
Yeah, you get to your church, just spread it around your church. Tell your pastor, hey, you need to tell everybody about frankspeech.com. If you don't want to tell them that, tell them to go to frankspeech.com and find the Lindell Lindell Recovery Network so to help addicts and help them get to Jesus. I mean, they spin it like that. Tell them to go come and watch my show.
He's telling churches to approach vulnerable people and direct them to his site. Thick-skinned tough guy Donald Trump is still upset about the criticism over Melania's Christmas decorations, telling his Dallas crowd she didn't exactly get a fair shake. Melania, she picked a lot of terrific Christmas decorations, a lot of beautiful things, but the liberals, they just want to cancel Christmas, so they saw the pictures and they said they weren't very good. Melania's Christmas decorations looked like they should be at the entrance to a villain's lair. They were at an entrance to a villain's lair. And speaking of a fair shake, Trump is famous for his dominant grab and yank handshake. And let's just revisit that time he tried and failed to do this to Prime Minister Trudeau. Hello, Justin from Canada. I'm going to shake your hand really tough. Yeah, what are you trying to do to me, buddy? I love how he looks right down at the hand. Look at that, looking down. Like, yeah, nice try. This is Donald Trump. This is Justin Trudeau. And let's not forget that in 2020, Melania's enthusiasm for Christmas was revealed when the world was treated to leaked audio of her complaining about decorating the White House for the holidays. Yes, Melania pretended she's into Christmas decorations the same way Donald Trump pretended he's into being president.
Be patient. We've waited a long time for this, and it's real. Be patient. We've waited a long.
Be patient. That's basically what MAGA has been encouraging all along. Don't wear a mask. Don't get vaccinated. Be patient. And again, this guy's got nothing. His Supreme Court complaint is just a moany review on Yelp by American Borat. Conservatives are freaking out about the White House's tone regarding this statement. I think it's absolutely spot on. And it's pretty funny that, these are the same ones that said, the reason we like Trump is because he's a no-nonsense straight shooter. And then when Biden's a no-nonsense straight shooter, they can't handle it. And they go drive around town and cry in their limp noodle rides. Pure MAGA tears.
I did not mean that Kathy Bernier is not a U.S. citizen. Of course she is. Is not a U.S. citizen. Of course she is.
Gotta love a guy that wants to save America but can't say citizen. Dozens of unvaccinated attendees at a conspiracy theory conference in Dallas have shortness of breath, fever, headaches, loss of taste and smell, and are claiming that they were poisoned from anthrax released by a fog machine. It couldn't be the virus so popular that Kim Kardashian and BTS are getting jealous. This reminds me of when I worked at an oyster restaurant and people would call just before closing and say they ate there earlier and now they have food poisoning. And I'd bring up their bill and I'd see the two top shared a couple bottles of champagne, 3 martinis, and 6 on the half shell. But sure, It was the three oysters, not the booze, Karen. I'm just glad lasers weren't part of the stage setup, or they'd have blamed that on the Jews. Thanks, Marjorie Taco Gristle.
And I'm going to say it, Brandon. Anything illegal, in my mind, is a crime.
Right.
So they committed crimes. They committed crimes that helped the biggest crime in history.
Look at Nazi Germany. They lost their voice. They had one guy that propaganda brainwashed the whole country. It wasn't Hitler. It was Goebbels or Goebbels or whatever.
Goebbels, yeah, Goebbels. He's a
Goebbels.
major propaganda guy. Tell a lie often enough and people believe it.
Goebbels, and he's often credited with saying if you repeat a lie often enough, it becomes the truth. And in modern times, I would attribute his tactic to Donald Trump, Trump Jr., Fox News, Lindell, Brannon House, and, well, all of MAGA. Madison Cawthorn, who referred to his wife as an earthen vessel, is getting divorced after 8 months. Yes, Madison and Soilpot are leaving each other. You know you suck when that streaming service Chibi, you probably already forgot it, but it lasted longer than their marriage. MAGA tears, not hitting like button for this harless lib. MAGA tears, the media just wants to censor Trump and hide truth. MAGA tears, come and take it, I dare you to try, yeah, didn't think so. MAGA tears, Trump is living the life, where do you live? MAGA tears. If you watch this Chanel, you are against freedoms. MAGA tears. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and check me out on Spotify. I've played in 35 countries. I've done several theater and arena tours with Jim Jefferies. I have 3 albums there. You can stream them for free. That's a pretty sweet deal. Also, you can support the show by checking out my merchandise. You can grab an ABD, a Stoled, or a Channel mug. They go fantastic with those MAGA tears. If you want to have a friend roasted or congratulated, I do personal videos on Cameo. Thanks again for watching. Life's short. Have fun. Be cool. Be kind. Take care.